Okay, so now go ahead in layers and turn off all ABOS ones, contours and text. Okay, for krigging, I first go to StrataCalc and calculate variogram. I want a 2D variogram, and I want to select all the drill holes here. Okay, for the topo, I have the top layer of soil, so I will select soil. But if you want to do it for thickness and define the geologic model for the fence diagrams, you need to select each of them one by one and select it by thickness. But for now, let's click on soil and top elevation. Alright, here we want to define the semi-variogram. First base of spherical. Okay, I can have, for example, so I want to have the spherical graph here, so I can have number of lags less than 27, like 8, and lag separation of 300, and lag tolerance of 150. And if I now graph it, so it is closer to spherical, for example. And now I can match and spherical graph here. So by clicking on a point, it will insert a krigging model here. So now we want to match these two graphs the best as possible. So, and now I zoom in here. So this have to be moved up. So maybe the number is 50. So it's closer. And it moved back again. So 50. And like this. So I can save it as a Topo spherical and save. Next, I want to match exponential graph to this. So I might have it just by clicking around, it will try to match this exponential model to this data. So click around different points to see that what is the best match. Okay, maybe this one. I will, so then it will give me the seal value and range. So I can save this as Topo exponential save. Next is Gaussian. Okay, so this would, I guess this should be the most similar. This should be fine. Okay, I'll save these as well as Topo. Let's see which one is not Gaussian. If I spelled it correctly. Yeah, cheated. Okay, so now that I have all of these saved, I can exit out of this and exit out of this as well. Now I go back to grid and make 3D grid file. Now I want, so right now I have krigging, so first was spherical, and spherical, and it is for Topo. Okay, to be consistent, I will add Topo like this and save. So I'll click on krigging, everything is same as previous one. When you click OK, so first and second fonts, enter. Okay, sorry. Let's make it again. I enter. So first, krigging, spherical, Topo, save, okay, and select all the objects and enter. So now I want to define the variogram. So here you load it. I will load the spherical. So you can have linear and different powers as well, but because we tried these, we'll do that. So I will show for yourself. You can try linear and power 2, 3 and different one and compare with the spherical and exponential and Gaussian as well. But because we wanted to practice nugget and seal, that's why for the assignment we are just trying spherical, exponential and Gaussian. Okay, so when you load it from a spherical, so it will update the nuggets and range and all of these here, and you can click OK. And now the grid is made, so it will show the variance of the data. Next, you can create contours from the grid file, and okay, select objects, no exclusion. So the grid file is creating the spherical, contour interval 5 is fine, everything else is good. Alright, so here is this one. So next I want to make 3D grid out of, before, make sure to have this one, turn this layer off, and because I didn't change the text file, so it was saved all in the ABOS text file. So that's a good practice. So let's go and Control Z out of the contours, go back to the contours. So that's a good practice to change all the to check all the details. So again, select the inclusion perimeter, enter, no exclusion, enter, krigging spherical topo, and okay. So in layer settings, so you can have the set index label layer by contour layer as well. So it would be set, so both of them would be saved as a same layer, so we don't face with the same problem. Okay, and click OK. And I want to have the text size as 60 as larger, and click OK. So now that I have contours, if I go back to layers and turn off, so both text and the labels are saved in one layer. Okay, sounds good. You can go ahead and create the 3D grid file for exponential. Okay, save. Krigging, everything is same here. Dimension size of the cell 50 by 50 screen peak. Click OK. Select lowest and highest level. Enter. And I again entered. Okay, so I'll do it again. So I think probably you by now create this exponential. So then don't wait for me. You can go ahead of the video right now. You know the steps. Click OK. And everything, now enter. So now I want exponential and load the exponential. So you should notice, make sure that these values will change, and click OK. So the variance is 379. If the variance is a really large number, more than 2000 something, so there should be something wrong with your variogram. So then you have to go back and check it. So make sure to have a small variance. So it means that the data can converge. Okay, so next go back to contour from the grid and make it. Select inclusion perimeter. Right click, no exclusion, right click. I will select the grid file, click open, and right now I have just clicking because all the setups would be same. So that's it. You can compare it with the other one, or you can also change the color because we set to change bar color. So right now you can get here and, for example, change it to pink. That's it. But right now I go here and turn this layer off again and go back to grid, make 3D grid files, and the last one, which is okay, which one is that? We have exponential spherical Gaussian. I'm not sure it's GAU or GUA, but anyway, I'll save it. So I have krigging here, everything is same. If you didn't change anything last time, click OK. Okay, I make sure to don't click early here like the last time. And all the objects. Enter now. Now I have Gaussian, so it seems that I misspelled it, so it's GAU. Okay, and load it. So I will load the variogram, which has the format of VIO. And so the nuggets and all the values have been changed. So click OK. So now I have variance of 1071. So it might not work. So let's create contours to see how it is. If not, we go back and change the contours. Okay. Change the grid or the variogram for the grid. Sorry about that. Okay, so let's go to the contours. Inclusion, right click, no exclusion. Gaussian. It misspelled cos, but I'm not changing it. Click OK. Okay, so they're not that bad. Okay, so it's fine. I have everything here. You can have the text sizes smaller, or you can have the contour intervals more than 5. So make sure you have everything smooth. So don't turn in something like this. It's not professional. It's not readable. So if you have something like this, undo it and fix it. So change the intervals, or I would suggest changing the intervals. It would be better. Okay, so having all these set for Topo, next step is having all these for all the grid files for the thickness. Alright, I'm go ahead and make another video for that step.